Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to a video, and this is something that a lot of people are already wanting to see. So, this is going to be something that's going to be completely down the middle like I've been saying, in my community tab, and everything like that. Despite I'm not really a fan of the unit, but I'm gonna completely go down the middle, non-biased, give you the pros and cons, give you the benefit, we just said that. Give you some chaining options, let you know how you can use her, things of that nature. And then at the end of the video, where most people will turn off the video, I'll give my biased opinions at the end, because what's the point of doing a review if I can't at least say something about the unit, right? You gotta at least review the unit in some fashion, right? So, we're gonna do something a little weird here. Ignore the JP part, this is just the JP page put in Google Translate, because apparently, for whatever reason, the page is still not available. So we're just gonna use Google Translate. It's just there's no changes to her, so we're just gonna be going through. So first of all, her team art is pretty decent. Not great, but pretty decent. Doesn't really help her at all with her survivability or anything like that. And also her S team art is pretty good, but it's also kind of EP-ish. Resistant to stop is very nice, and also 30% attack when put the fist is very nice. Obviously you'd rather have her STMR than the TMR, but don't ever chase STMRs, guys. Most of you guys are free to play. Probably wouldn't be chasing STMRs anyways. So, despite all the weaponry here, guys, you probably don't want to use most of these. You probably just want to stick with guns and fists. So, there are some free guns and fists in the game that you can use. The main one, obviously, her own gun, but apparently her gun's not in the game just yet. It'll be soon, I'm sure. I'm sure her gun will come out soon. You definitely want to get it because it's Earth Element tied gun with high attack, almost STMR level, or STMR level with some HP bonuses and things of that nature, so you definitely want to go ahead and do that. So if you haven't even done Manor's Mansion, or Madam's Manor, or whatever you want to call it, I definitely recommend going to do that, because it's going to take you a long time to do all those things, and there's a lot of annoying side quests and things of that nature that you have to do. So with that in mind, you definitely want to use guns and fists. And there are plenty of free fists in the game, including the Dark Ifrit and Siren Scorn fists. Those are pretty good for her. It gives her some killers. So you definitely want to have guns and fists. Probably want to ignore all those other things, unless you're using killer weapons are very important. So if you need to have a killer weapon, it's definitely worth using over guns and fists if you need those. Also, Quicksilver is an option. I believe that's what the name is. So with that in mind, ignore all these. Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. So first of all, let's get into. Yes, she has Dark Imbue, but it's kind of irrelevant because you're using your gun. You're most likely going to be using your Earth gun, so that means that you don't have to do Earth Imbue, and the Dark Attack Imbue is just worthless. 99% of the time you're going to be using your Earth weapon, so just focus on Earth, guys. But there is one case in particular I will mention that you may not want to use her Earth gun, and we'll be getting into that, guys. So, first of all, she only has dual cast, that's fine. And really, you want to be using your limit burst as fast as possible whenever you can get that limit burst up, because it gives her a modifier boost, just like Bart's. Just think of this units like Bart's, but like souped up Bart's, basically, because all of her modifier boosts are long lasting until she dies, which is a very sad day for you, but she does have very many thresholds of her own, like a boss almost, but she has several, at least, when she definitely has a, yeah, 2 times guts. 2 times guts is very nice. Very, very nice. And also she has very good safety mechanism with that defense buff. So if she drops that low HP, she's going to be quite tanky and defense oriented. So let's go over how can you use her. First of all, most people are talking about using her as a finisher, which is very, very valid, because if you look down here at glittering technique, which I don't think is going to be the actual name, 80 times modifier, which I don't think you can use it twice because it costs 38 crystals. And her limit burst costs 38 crystals, so I think that's her max limit burst. But you can use it with other things because she does have dual cast. So very nice to have this because she can finish and on global. Actually, she's far better off in global because there's a lot of global units that have abilities to give chaining frames to allies. You know, well, Fid was on JP, but Fid, Sylvie, you know, things of that nature. Those kind of units, Regis. So there are ways that you can use her to be a finisher while she's buffing up and, you know, getting stronger as time goes on. You can use her as a finisher, which is very strong. Actually, probably one of the strongest finishers in this particular situation. I think she's going to be one of the strongest finishers in that situation. As a chainer, of course, she's up there. The negative, we're going to talk about the negative now, is that, as you can see here, it takes a long time to get these cooldowns up. Gets stronger as time goes on, but this is the problem. This is the main problem with her, is that she's a damage ramp unit. So as a damage ramp unit, she's going to take a long time to get going compared to other units. But in the meantime, she can still deal lots of damage, just not nearly as much as other units. But still, if you have her set up in that role, that finishing role, she'll do more damage than most units. Period. And I'm not. That's completely non-biased, of course, like I've been saying. So, with the pros and cons, pros, obviously, if you have ways of giving other units in your team chaining, or if they have chaining already in their kit, like Signacio and stuff like that, at least I think he has chaining, stuff like that, you know, like Aloha Lastwell, stuff like that, if they already have chaining, then she's going to be very, very good. Very, 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 very good. Cons, damage ramp takes a long time. Her gun is element tied to earth, so you can't really use dark if you want to use it. Which I'm going to bring up right now. There is one unit in particular that most people forgot, although it was brought up one time. Arden. He also only has dual cast, and he also has dark element that you can use. So, remember that one situation I said where you may not want to use that 0.1% you do not want to use the earth gun? This is the time you would want to use her, not use the earth gun, because they both have dual cast and they both have Stardust Ray chaining, so they'd be very good together. Arden can upkeep Dark Imperils very, very well, much better than her. Can, you know, upkeep buffs and things of that nature. So Arden is the best chainer other than himself for her. So that's one pro. Yeah, if you have Arden and you need another chainer, definitely Madam is definitely the way to go. And like I mentioned, use Limit Burst as soon as possible. And I think most things are self-explanatory. You gotta wait. Whoops, I forgot Resentries. I can't really use. You can use all of her abilities, I'm pretty sure. So at most of the case, you want to just, you know, stall and just finish. Use your Limit Burst, finish, wait while these turns go off. Turn 3, you want to use that. You want to use these cooldowns as soon as they come off on availability, guys. You want to use it on turn 3. You want to use it on turn 6. You want to use it. There is no stalling. You cannot stall on these cooldowns. They need to be used right away. So, bear in mind, there are some validalities. I don't think that's a word. That she is a little fragile. Because look at her passives. Do you see any HP buffs in here? I certainly don't. There's a 20%. That's not much. So yes, despite what some people said, and despite the defense buff that's not giving her any HP, she is rather fragile. So with that in mind, you will definitely benefit much from Item World or Steel Castle enhancements on both weapons since you can dual wield, I would definitely recommend, and I've said this for months now, definitely try to make your weapons more HP or defensive oriented, not just EP. EP weapons are not going to help her, guys. She can get to maximum attack without needing EP weapons. So make sure when you get her weapon, eventually in the future, make sure you put some HP on it, even though it already has HP, because it'll definitely boost up her tankiness a lot. So you definitely want to, you know, like I've been saying, you want to use her. If you can't use her as a finisher for whatever reason, not everybody has Sylvie, not everybody is able to do that support chaining life. I know a lot of people do like to do that, and I'm not ignoring that. She can chain on her own with a dupe. Of course, you would want to use a dupe for most situations. You can chain in the meantime while you're waiting. It's just not going to be that much damage. It's going to be good damage, it's just not going to be a lot of damage. You want to stick to mainly doing World Crusher because that 120% Earth and Peril is very nice. You also probably want to stick to Destruction, which is very nice, because it gives modifier buff to itself, I guess. I think. Remember, guys, we're using it. We're not really using the global page because it's not there yet. Sorry about that. Also, if you need it, if you're going through a threshold, actually, this is kind of insane. This one up here, warm up. I mean, you gotta use it preemptively ahead of time, but being able to have, well, actually, it's the same thing like with Kimono Fina, where she can just use it, and it's not like oh, if you don't use it now, it's gone forever. It's there forever. So I definitely recommend actually to use warm up at some point, because being able to like you know take 75% mitigation on physical and magical to herself for one turn is actually pretty insane. It's actually pretty insane for physical DPS to have the kind of capabilities. So there are very good positives here. She has the capabilities of doing dark. She has the capabilities of doing earth. She can even imbue earth if you really want to not use her weapon and not go through all those pain in the ass quests, because they are a pain in the ass, because I did them on the JV side. Unfortunately, I did not do any videos for them because that would be like hours long. It takes a long time to do these quests, guys. There's a lot of side quests, a lot of side things you gotta do, a lot of fetching you gotta do and stuff of that nature, so make sure you're looking up guides for those to get everything right. To make sure you're getting out to level 5 in the mansion, whatever you want to call it. So I think we went over everything, how to use her. You can use it as a finisher, she can use it as a chainer. Her main source of damage obviously is being a chainer, but in the meantime, using her as a finisher is definitely something you cannot ignore. Now, my own opinion is at the end. You can close the video down now if you want. You've listened to how she's used, how strong she is. She is definitely one of the top damage dealers when she can get there. Now, here's my opinion, and I said all along that I don't like units like this, and this is what I'm going to stay by. I know it's a super controversial opinion. People on Reddit did not like me, but I'm going to say that I don't think she's the end-all be-all of DPS. You have the dual units, you have XWQL, or Unite, or even, AK Rain, or Noctis. You don't need this unit. You don't need, guys, you don't need to chase the #1 DPS every single time. I know this is really hard to understand when a whale says something like this. But like, yeah, there's no reason to chase every single DPS in the game. Especially when I know most of my audience is free to play. So I would definitely recommend even if you have like Agent Olive or something like that, don't go for her at all. Her step up is very good, but keep in mind, there's still a whole month of March we have to get through and see what we have. So, I don't know. It's up to you guys in the end to decide, but my own personal biased opinion, I don't like this unit. I don't really care for the story. It's just not for me. Damage ramp is not for me. I'd rather use the duo units. I'd rather use Unite, who can burst a lot faster. But for those of you who like those kind of things and like the uniqueness of her finisher capabilities, which I do like actually. I actually like that she can be a finisher and a chainer. It's a roll compression. I love roll compression. That is one good thing I'll say about her, is that being able to do a finishing roll, because she can, global is much better in that kind of situation where you can use chaining. So that is one thing I will say in the positive light. With that in mind, guys, let's go ahead and review the banner itself really quickly. Alright, so we're back, and as you can see here, if you go through one time, you get a prism, which is very nice. There's no guarantees at the end though. That rainbow at the end there is not guaranteed, so it's a little unfortunate. So now you have to go through, how many times is it? Two times to get her 7-star, and go through all 4 times in order to get her STMR. So let's calculate how much this is very quickly. So this is actually really cheap. If you guys think about it, you're actually getting a full unit for only 24k. That's less than that's 1,000 less than an actual step up normally would you get. And there's a possibility of being lucky that you could get her before then. So 24k for a 7-star unit is actually really insane for someone high DPS like her. So if you have like a really old DPS, or you're just new to the game and you don't have very much, 24k for a 7-star. Go through it once, go through it again, you have her 7-star and you have the unit itself. At least I think that's what it is. Oh, hold on, no. No, you gotta trade in. Whoops. That's a whoops. Okay, well, all that math goes out the window because I forgot that you need to trade in coins, right? It's not just you don't get them, so it's still pretty insane that 24k you just get the unit. So 24k and then you might just UOC the other one. So that still works, 24k to get a unit with a UOC tied to it, of course. Or maybe you just get lucky and you get one of her. I mean, the chances of getting at least one is at least decently high if you're going twice through. You can at least get one, and with those tickets, you might get one as well. It's only 10%, but still, 10% is 10% is better than 0%. So with that in mind, guys, sorry about all those errors. It's early in the morning for me, so I made some errors there with the banner. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hype you up. But with that in mind, guys, let me know what you guys think. If you watch all the way through, and almost only my own fans are probably my own subscribers are gonna watch this far through. Most of you probably clicked off the video after I started saying that was going to be my opinion. But if you watch all the way through, type in #manor. #manor is going to be the keyword for the ending of this video. So I appreciate you guys who did watch all the way to the end. I know this is a very long review, but I wanted to make this very special because I know this is a very controversial unit. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this review, but let me know how I did and all those kind of things. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, please consider liking the video, and consider liking and sharing the video to other people. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.